Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another super special slime video because I have the honor of introducing the pre-4th anniversary information to you. But first off, a little bit of a reflection period because it's almost been 4 years since this game has come out, and because October 28th is the actual anniversary, and I started my channel on November 9th. So I didn't record the first little bit of the game, but I certainly recorded everything else that came afterwards. And it's been an interesting journey. I still enjoy the game. I still enjoy seeing new people come in and ask questions. Whether or not I answer them well is a different story. But it's just, I didn't think that I would be here 4 years later playing the same game. So thank you to all my subscribers, thank you to my Discord members, and thank you to the game developers for continuing to help this game and give me this opportunity to help alongside them. But getting back on track, it is the pre-4th anniversary now, and I have a number of things to introduce to you, so let's just jump into that. First off, continuing their large generosity with everything they've given away for free, to celebrate the 4th anniversary, they're going to give us 400 free summons that you can do 10 times a day. So 40 days, you get a multi per day on a banner, and that's going to give a lot of people a lot of free 5 stars, and potentially some even 5-star EX units. So that's just always great. Everyone loves free stuff. I love free stuff. You should love free stuff. Awesome for that. And now we can talk about some of the big changes that they have been teasing for the past couple of months. And they have to do with the just generic game user interface. So let me pull up some of these images for you so you can see just how different everything looks now. Okay, so once we get into the game and we go into our menu at the top right, it's going to bring up a much different screen, as you can see. So we still have our normal citizens and stamina and everything up top, but we have everything more concentrated onto the screen. And people might say it looks a bit busy, but this just means you don't have to go diving for where certain things are, because pretty much everything you need is laid out here. We have our normal menus, our notifications, our gifts, our missions on the left side semicircle. We have our events and things to do on the right. And then we have our summons and our forge, our unions, all laid out at the bottom. So everything that you need to access is just on this menu, instead of having to go diving through each one and trying to figure out where something is or what menu you need to go to. So I think this is really nice. You have the collect all button still here as well. Valor Cup and Loop Loop are still in their traditional spots. And then when we move into the actual menu itself for events, it's a bit more plainly laid out. We have story quests, we have ranking events, we have the high difficulty and training stages that's going to be listed. So this is, I like this. This is much cleaner, and it eliminates a lot of those scrolling through panels over and over. Now it scrolls side to side, and I guess it's still panels, but they're much bigger. They're much more easily distinguished from each other, and I just think this is overall much, much cleaner to look at and will help eliminate some confusion for new incoming players. Another big quality of life change that is coming with this update is the ability to max level up a character from 0. So here we have the transforming Rimuru from Spirit Master, and if we go to the level up screen, we can see that we now have a normal level up button that we have had for years, and then a max level up button. So instead of you having to hold down the level up for 100 levels and watching the bar spin, you could just hit the max level, and it's going to take all your magicules that's going to require, and they go from level 1 to level 100 instantly, and that is just a huge time saver because nobody likes holding down a button for 120 levels or 80 levels or whatever. This is just so much nicer and easier that it's great. Another part of the quality of life updates to make things easier and quicker for us is not only can we instantly level up characters to level whatever their max is, but we can unlock their first 5 ability release boards in one button press. So you can see this new menu, release all, normal, which is going to be just 1 page, or up to 5 stages. So we can see this in effect right here, and it's going to show us all the required materials it's going to take, but also the gigantic amount of stats that we're going to get out of it. And as long as you have the required materials, you can go from 1 board on not unlocked to the first 5, which is good because those are the most generic ones. It's not going to touch the EX, it's not going to touch the 6th and 7th boards, but as you can see, all 5 boards are done now. The EX is still none touched because maybe you don't want to use those big time rocks. And then I think if you want to do those, then yeah, you certainly can. But you can do that page by page, or at least the first 5, all the way at one time. And it just saves you a lot of time here and there. So that's a very, very good quality of life update. The next big thing I want to introduce is the introduction of the new Heartscape feature, which is going to act like an in-game buff that you can equip prior to beginning your fight. It's going to remind you a lot of other games that have this kind of function where you have your units, you have your gear, you have your teams, but you can also equip a kind of background image that's going to give you some kind of passive ability when you meet certain conditions in a fight. So if we look at the screen, you can see that we have a lot of different images that are locked. They have different conditions for unlocking. But if we go to the team building screen now, there is a new icon in place to equip that Heartscape feature. And I'm not quite sure how we're going to unlock them, but they will give us pretty decent power-ups as you are within the fight itself. And here is an example of that Heartscape function activating within a fight. The next feature to introduce is something that we are already aware of, and that is the introduction of the Urzania building area, where we've got the Bamboo Forest and the Crystal District and the normal town of Tempest. We are now adding Urzania to that list, and we could build specific buildings for that area here as well, so we can have a little kind of look around like what you see now. And now for the information that people really, really want to know, and that is who is going to be on the Part 1 4th Anniversary banner / Part 2 of the Scourge Wielder meta. And I'm happy to announce that we have 2 heavy-hitting characters, and that is going to be Luminous Valentine and the Masked Hero, making her twice-a-year appearance or every 6-month appearance, depending on how you want to do that. But they do look slightly different than normal, and that's because we have another special character illustration and collab with a member of the Slime universe. And previously, we've had Lumi and Veldora and other characters drawn by Mitzvah, the character designer for the Slime light novels. And now we are getting special illustrations drawn by Taika Kawakami, the illustrator for the Slime manga. So it's really cool that we're having extra collaborations with members of the Slime universe that want to do stuff for our game. It's great. And continuing the devs' generosity from the Danmachi collab, we are going to be able to get a free dupe / memory stone of the Masked Hero from the Bandai Namco web store, assuming you have access to the Bandai Namco web store. But it is a dupe. It's not an initial copy like we got for the Shuna from Danmachi. It is a memory shard, so you do need to pull the Masked Hero before you can use the shard, but it is just a free shard, which is continuing the list of free stuff that they're giving us for this 4th anniversary. Now that we've seen the character art for the Masked Hero and Lumi, let's go ahead and watch their secret skill animations.
あなたの時間はひとしずくの涙に触れて永遠に立ち止まるヘブン・フォール・ティア針はもう時を刻まない救いを拒む者よならくれてやろう で続く永劫の苦しみをカースライブレッシングシストの苦しみは終わらぬがの。
And now some extra good news, because they are giving more free stuff away. And this time, it's actually pretty huge, especially for new players who are just coming in. Because a lot of people have always asked me when they watch my videos for the first time, why do you start with so much protection gauge? What skills are you using? What units are you using? And the answer is always the OG Earth Millum, the OG Light Gazzle Dorgo, and then the Dark 1.0 Dark Millum. So, in order to help new players out, they've just decided to give those characters away for free. And when I say free, I mean that they're going to have an event where you can acquire these characters just by clearing each individual stage. So, during the 4th anniversary, there will be a special event, a limited time one, where every stage you clear, you can get a copy of Gazzle and Millum, and that is how you're going to get these characters. It does not require summoning, does not require RNG, or even summoning on like free tickets. It's just, boom, you clear the stage, you get Gazzle. You clear another stage, you get Millum. And this is going to be really, really huge for new players coming in to get access to starting protection gauge traits from these 3 characters that I still use to this day. And then, to end the video, we have one more piece of really, really good free stuff. And that is, you will be able to choose one of the original 3rd anniversary EX Unbound characters for free. However, these characters will be obtained in a different, but still free format than compared to the Double Millum and Gazzle for Protection Gauge that's coming from a special event. With these 3rd anniversary characters, you're going to get them out of a coin shop exchange, because every half anniversary and full anniversary, we get a coin shop exchange for various good items, and one of those items is going to be an EX Selector ticket, which you can then use to pick out of a bazaar which of the 3rd anniversary characters you're going to want. So we're going to get 400 free summons. We're going to get a free copy of the big 3 starting protection characters, Millum, and Gazzle. And now we're going to get a free copy of one of the Divine General characters, or Octagram Demon Lord Millum. Like, this is a lot of good free stuff that they're giving us, so that's fantastic. But that's all the information I have for you today. Hopefully you're excited with this new update, and to get your first copy, maybe, of one of the big 3 characters or Divine Generals, because you weren't around for the 3rd anniversary. Welcome, if this is your first time having an anniversary with Slime. But they're giving away a lot of stuff. I like these changes. I'm excited to see them, and hopefully you guys are too. But that's it from me. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.